I'm Amy from Our Amiable Farmhouse, and today I want to show you what I did. I made a bed skirt for our bedroom from a drop cloth. Why am I so excited about this? Because, let me tell you, I don't consider myself creative or talented in the way of decorating or sewing. I find it very difficult to follow patterns or to even come up with something on my own and just whip something out, you know. And I also like to be frugal, so I was looking at my bed skirt one day and I thought, I really don't like it. I mean, have you seen the pictures of it? It's a little outdated. It just wasn't my style. So I thought, well, how could I repurpose it? And I got this bed skirt years ago from like the thrift store, and it, you know, did its job by hiding the storage that we keep under our bed, like the seasonal clothing that we're not wearing, and keepsake boxes, my wedding dress that's packaged up in a vacuum sealed bag, you know, things like that. So I thought, what could I do? And I thought, well, I could just cut off the side panels that I don't like and replace it with something that I do like. And well, I had been using drop cloth on some various projects around the house, and I thought, you know, I really like the look of drop cloth because it's so simple and it has that farmhouse rustic feel and look to it. And I thought, I can do this. So I bought some drop cloth. Now, the one that I usually like to use is 100% cotton, and it can be bleached really easily, and it comes out this beautiful creamy white color. But I was kind of in a hurry, and so instead of ordering it off of Amazon, I just went to my local hardware store and bought what they had on hand, the drop cloth that they had on hand, and it's a different material, so it does not bleach the same, but that's okay because I don't have any other drop cloth currently in my bedroom, and so this was fine and came out to this wonderful color that I'm good with. Drop cloth is one of the most frugal materials I know of out there because, I mean, have you been to the fabric store? People, fabric is spendy, and unless you're using every coupon known to man that you've scoured the internet for hours upon hours looking for, trying to get the best deal, fabric is pretty spendy, and I'm always looking for that great deal and DIY that will cost me very little. So that's why I chose drop cloth. Now, bleaching the drop cloth, that's not so fun because on our homestead we live, we're not in the city, so we have a septic system, and if you know anything about septic systems, you do not pour bleach down the drain, or you don't wash with it, and you don't put an excessive amount. Well, when you're bleaching drop cloth, you are putting an excessive amount of bleach down the system. So I just went to my local laundromat and did it there because, I mean, short of, you know, trying to figure out how to do it here, I wasn't going to do it in my bathtub because it's the winter time and we can't open the windows because it's too cold, and I don't want to be breathing all that bleach. So anyway, go to your local laundromat and do it there. And I think, I have to double check, but I think the dimensions of this drop cloth was something like 9 by 15 or something like that. Anyways, I knew that I just needed to cover 3 sides of the bed, you know, the 2 sides of the bed and then the foot of the bed. And basically I just cut the panel into 6 equal parts. Yes, 6 equal parts. And then I just sewed 2 panels end to end together. So I had a total of 3 sections, one for the foot of the bed and one for each side. Those are the panels that I used to attach to the base of my existing bed skirt. Remember the bed skirt that I had previously purchased years ago from the thrift store. So after attaching each panel end to end, then I got to work on creating a hem. Now, I only had to hem one section. The other two sections just happened to use the edge that was not frayed. And so that worked out nicely. Then I put the gathering stitch in. Now, there's multiple ways to do this. In the past, when I've created like little ruffles on a girl's dress or something like that, they teach you just to put a basting stitch in, which is you set your stitch length to the longest that it goes, and then you pull the top string and gather the material, which works great for lightweight cottons and things like that. But when you're working with a duck cloth or canvas material like drop cloth, it's a little thick and hard to work with, and pulling on that string, a lot of times you just break it. So I found this other method that works just as well, and almost even, I think, a little bit better. I had fun anyways. Basically, you just, the tension you increase to the highest number that it will go, and your stitch length is the longest, and then you do this little trick, the thread where it comes out of the, kind of just pull that. I just used my index finger and my thumb, and I created a little bit of tension there so that as the machine was sewing, it was pulling really, really tightly on that. It was like trying to fight with, like, hey, give me some string here. And that took a few moments for me to figure out how much tension to use for it to start gathering up as it was sewing through the material. And once I figured that out, it went smoothly. I did all 3 panels like that, 3 sections, and it just gathered up beautifully and created these gorgeous, gorgeous gathers. Then when I was done with that, I just pinned it all to the 3 sides of my bed skirt panel that I was using. And you could use like an old top sheet that you're not using, or that you pick up from the thrift store, and you can just cut it down to the size of your bed frame, and that works really well. I'm telling you, frugal is the way to go. Use what you have. It's a beautiful thing, people. And then sewed it. That's it. So easy, so simple. I put it on the bed, and it is beautiful. I purposely have it gathered. I mean, there's a lot of material, so it is heavily gathered. It's droopy. It's longer than it needs to be so that it's droopy on the floor. It's covering what it needs to, and I think it turned out great, and I just love it. The beautiful part of this is you can adjust it to your needs. So if you know how much, if you want it to touch the floor or not, you just kind of take a tape measure and measure that out and figure out what the length is that you want it to be, and adjust accordingly when you attach it to the base of the bed skirt. That, the part that lays on your bed frame. It's just, it couldn't be more simple. And that's it. Voila! You have created a beautiful, simple, rustic, farmhouse style bed skirt, possibly with just things that you had lying around your house, picking up a simple drop cloth, bleaching it or not bleaching it. Maybe you don't want it bleached, maybe you like the color that it is, and you just kind of wash it to soften up that material, and sew a few little stitches and seams, and you got yourself a new bed skirt. I hope you enjoyed this super simple, basic sewing tutorial on how to make a bed skirt from a drop cloth. Let me know if you liked it by giving me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, welcome! Be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell to be notified each time a new video goes live. I bring a new video each week on simple food, simple living, simply handmade. Thank you so much for stopping by our amiable farmhouse. You just finished a super simple sewing project. A bed skirt, using what you have or repurposing and using a drop cloth? Hello? Yeah, go ahead, pat yourself on the back. Revel, step back, enjoy what you have made. Revel. Have you looked up that definition lately? Yeah, let's just say you can revel in your work without the drinking part, perhaps. Yeah, go ahead, go look it up. Let's say it's the word of the day.